You ever wish you could be born quirkless, get bullied for it, then handed the most unstable nuclear bomb of a superpower and told, don't mess this up? No? Too bad, you're Deku now. And guess what? Your life sucks. Everyone thinks being the main character means plot armor, power ups, and cool hair spikes. But no one talks about the pain, the guilt, the bone crushing expectations. No one talks about how being Deku means becoming the world's punching bag for progress. Welcome to Izuku Midoriya's Nightmare, a hero's journey paved with broken limbs, tears, and a burden no 16-year-old should carry. This isn't a story about glory. It's a story about what it costs to be the next symbol of peace. And trust me, the bill comes due in blood. From nobody to nobody with expectations. Let's start at the beginning. Born quirkless in a world where 80% of the population has powers. That's not just unlucky. That's being born a relic in a superhuman society. At age 4, Deku learns he's different. Not in the cool, misunderstood genius way, but in the cruel, laugh at him for crying way. He's mocked, bullied, discarded. Bakugo, his childhood friend turned tormentor, tells him to jump off a building. Teachers ignore him. Classmates sneer. And yet, Deku still dreams. Still watches All Might videos. Still takes notes on every hero. Because his dream isn't about ego. It's about saving people with a smile. Enter All Might. Deku's idol. The man who literally punches tornadoes and smiles through pain. He gives Deku hope, but then says the most soul-crushing thing possible. You can't be a hero without a quirk. That should have ended the story. But Deku jumps in to save Bakugo from a villain. Quirkless, helpless, and All Might see something in him. Sounds like a happy ending, right? Wrong. All Might passes on One For All, a power so intense it physically destroys Deku's body. The twist? He wasn't chosen because he was strong. He was chosen because he was willing to break. The body count starts with your bones. First use of One For All. He breaks both arms. Next fight, his legs explode under the pressure. At 5%, his body cracks. At 20%, it buckles. At 100%, he's flirting with permanent disability. Doctors warn him, you might lose function in your arms forever. But Deku keeps going. Because if he doesn't, people die. Using One For All is like driving a race car without brakes. Fast, furious, and catastrophically dangerous. And it's not just the big fights. Training? Pain? Sparring? Pain? Everyday use. Still pain. Every punch, every kick, every flick of the finger comes with a cost. His bones don't heal fast enough. His muscles can't keep up. His nervous system screams with every use. He even changes his entire fighting style. From All Might's brute force punches to a more calculated full cowling technique. But that took months of recovery, sleepless nights, and living in constant fear of his own power. He's essentially turning his body into a living weapon, one that's just as dangerous to him as it is to villains. Trauma Olympics. Deku Edition. Let's talk about the mental weight. Being a hero isn't just bruises and bandages. It's watching people you care about get hurt. It's making decisions that cost lives. It's holding on to guilt like it's part of your costume. Night Eye dies on his watch. Bakugo is kidnapped. Koda almost dies. Eri lives in fear. The city crumbles during the war arc. Every event burns into Deku's mind. And he doesn't process it. He stores it. Packs it away with a fake smile and says, it's okay. Deku's trauma isn't loud. It's subtle. He isolates himself. He runs from UA. He stops eating. His eyes grow darker. His body gets thinner. He fights alone in the rain, wearing a shredded costume that looks more villain than hero. He's plagued by nightmares. He starts to see himself not as a hero, but as a danger. The burden of saving everyone starts to sound less like a goal and more like a curse. He becomes a ghost to his classmates, a myth whispered about in the halls. Have you seen Deku? He was here, then gone. That's not edgy. That's the quiet collapse of a boy expected to save everyone. The curse of being chosen. Let's be honest. One for All isn't a gift. It's a legacy of unfinished business. 8 past users, each with regrets and failures, all now living inside Deku's subconscious. Some root for him. Some doubt him. Some actively resist him. That's not mentorship. That's internalized pressure. And it doesn't stop. All Might may be his mentor, but even he admits this burden is heavier than I expected. Deku doesn't just inherit strength, he inherits unfinished wars. All Might was the symbol of peace. Deku? He's the hope for a broken future. Every villain sees him as a threat. Shigaraki wants him dead. All for One wants his power. The League hunts him like prey. He's 16. He should be worried about midterms, not mass destruction. And worse, he never got a choice. He swallowed All Might's DNA. Said yes because he idolized him. He didn't know he was signing up for years of psychological warfare and being hunted like an animal. Friends? More like collateral damage. One of Deku's worst traits. He pushes people away in the name of protection. But here's the thing. Deku has people who love him. And it makes everything more painful. Ochako wants to help. Aida chases after him. Bakugo, the once bully, risks everything to bring him home. But Deku refuses help. Why? Because he sees himself as a bomb about to explode. Because he believes that loving him equals suffering. But his isolation doesn't protect anyone. It hurts them. Ochako cries for him. Class 1A revolts to bring him back. And even then, Deku doesn't cry. He breaks down silently, like a dam that finally gave out after holding back the ocean. He's not just burdened by power. He's burdened by love he doesn't feel he deserves. And that's a deeper wound than any broken bone. Eventually, Deku unlocks the full arsenal of One for All, including the quirks of past users. Black Whip, Float, Danger Sense, Smokescreen, FA Jin, and Gear Shift. That's 6 extra powers added to a body that already can't handle one. He becomes a powerhouse, a living weapon. But the cost is immense. Every quirk adds strain. He's constantly one misstep away from death. And the battles only get harder. He takes on Tamura Shigaraki, now fused with All for One. He literally becomes the shield for the last fragments of peace the world has left. His bones ache. His mind fractures. But he keeps going. What does it mean to win? For Deku, it means surviving while everyone else pays the price. His friends are traumatized. Cities lie in rubble. The public trust is shattered. And Deku? He walks forward, barely standing. More pain. More nights staring at the ceiling, wondering if it was worth it. Heroes like Endeavor retire. Hawks is battered. Bakugo nearly dies. And Deku? He returns to school like nothing happened. He becomes the new generation's symbol of peace. But what he had to sacrifice for that title? Everything. There's a quiet sadness in his eyes now. A heaviness in his posture. He got what he wanted. But at what cost? That's what sucks the most. He never gets closure. Never gets a clean break. Just more responsibility. Just another day of pretending to be okay. So yeah, being Deku, it absolutely sucks. You're handed the world's most dangerous power and told, save everyone. You get stronger, but lonelier. You succeed, but you break. You save the world, and it forgets to save you back. But here's the part that hurts and inspires the most. Deku never gives up. He smiles through pain. He stands when he should collapse. He sacrifices everything for a world that never asked him to. Because even when it sucks, especially when it sucks, Deku still chooses to be a hero. If you're still here, drop a skull for our boy Deku. Tell me, what's the one Deku moment that broke you? Subscribe for more deep dives on anime character story. New videos soon. Plus, Ultra.